Hi, madam. I'm Tharani Priyana Perempuan Sibanganam from Group 7. So, today my group members and I are going to present our assignment 2. So, we have chosen the research question 2, which is about the law on occupational safety and health. Okay, so I will begin with the introduction. When we talk about safety at work, it's not just about preventing accidents, but it's also about making sure that the workplace is safe for both physical and mental health. So in Malaysia, there is a law called Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, which is also called as OSHA. So this actually explains what employers and employees should do to keep things safe at work. So basically, it makes sure everyone in the workplace has the responsibilities of staying safe. And the law also encourages employers to check for any risk early and fix them before something bad happens. So since the workplace are always changing and getting more fast-paced, it's super important to know how these rules work and what steps employers can take to reduce accidents in the workplace. And that's exactly what we will be focusing on today. So now I will pass it to the next person.
Hi, my name is Renisha. So today I'll be talking about the discussion on the parties who play a major role ensuring the safety at workplace and what are the roles and which parties are included to be ensuring in the safety of at the workplace. So firstly, I would say is the employers. So employers are supposed to make sure there's a risk assessment as a mandatory, which is stated in the Occupational Safety Health an Act 1994, which is mandatory to have in a company. And for the second point, I would say it is very important to have a safety protocol. And besides then having a safety protocol, it is also important to make sure there is training, which is under the Factory and Machinery Acts, which is according to 1968 Act. And for the third point, I would say, besides then developing, it is also important to monitor and compliance the main safety equipments as per the regulatory standards. And for the second point, second role I would say as the employees. So besides then employees also plays an important role when they have to actually follow the safety protocol which is outlined in the workplace, which is also compliance with the policies of Employment Act 1955. Besides that, it is also crucial to ensure the reports. Crucial to report any hazards or any unsafe conditions which is required to be reported regularly in order to avoid any unfortunate situation in the workplace, which should be compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act, which is 1994. And it is also important to participate effectively in any trainings and audits drills which are held by the employers. And for the third role, I would say, which is safety committees. So safety committees are actually advised to have safety policy, which is accordance to the um, occupational safety health, and which is regulation of the 1996. And also it is very crucial to regularly have a safety audit, which is as per the company policies to have a standard industrial standards, and which is compliance with all the acts and also the occupational and safety policies. So by doing so, it actually enables to reduce any risk or hazards or dangers which is could cause an incident at the workplace. And for the fourth points, I would say will be the government agency, which is DOSH. So as per DOSH, it is very important to ensure the safety regulation is under occupational safety and health, which is correlated together with the safety of everyone. So it is very important to regularly go through the safety and everything, so that if there is any improvement needed to add in the act, it is always advised to play an important role to emphasize and develop a safety guidance for everyone. And for the second point, I would say is conduct inspection and provide guidance in compliance. This could be done by having some drills with audits with the some of the companies, and like give them some guidance on trainings or and such, so and give them some solution which will be a very helpful for everyone. And the last role I would say is external safety consultant. So it is some of the companies do hire some safety compliance team from external. So they are actually developed to tailor a safety program in line with the best practices from occupational safety and health. It is also they are able to provide delivered specialized training which is independent to the audits and ensure adherence. So why are some of the company are taking external safety consultant? It is because they are able to provide more very precise conclusion and how to solve a certain thing. So it will reduce the penalties and reduce the risk in safety. Reduce the risk of hazards and all the incident at the workplace. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next slide. Thank you.
Hi, madam. Hi, madam. I'm Tarani Priya again. So next, I will be presenting for question number 2, which is list out and describe the activities employers can carry out to reduce the number of accidents at the workplace. All right. So one of the best ways to reduce the accidents at the workplace is by providing regular safety training to all the employees. So when people know what are the risks are and how to do their task daily, it actually makes a big difference. So, like for example, someone working at a construction site should know how to use the tools properly, and even the office workers they need to know what to do if there is a fire or emergency situation. So this kind of training is really important because it keeps everyone alert and also reminds them always to follow the safety rules at the workplace. And next, it's also really important to do regular safety inspections at the workplace. So employers should not wait until something bad happens. So they must ensure that the machines and the workplace is always checked frequently to spot any dangers early. So for example, in factories, safety officers can be the ones checking the machines to make sure everything is working fine and safe. So this actually helps to reduce the chances of sudden breakdowns of the machines. And the third one is employers should make sure all the workers have the right personal protective equipment, which is called PPE, depending on their jobs. So this includes equipments like gloves, mask, and boots. And for example, workers who are like dealing with chemicals in labs should always wear PPE like gloves and goggles to protect themselves. So PPE is actually really important because it acts as the first layer of protection against injuries or any harmful exposure of the chemicals. And another thing that helps a lot is having proper safety rules and putting up warning signs where needed. So like it just reminds people to be more careful in a certain area. So for example, if the floor is wet or if it's a high risk zone area, a clear sign can warn employees to watch out. So doing this can really help to prevent any avoidable accidents, and it also makes sure that the employees are always safe. And lastly, employees should encourage a culture of reporting and feedback to improve the safety at workplace. So workers should feel safe to report any dangerous situations. Like for example, some companies they even have anonymous systems where the employees can go and report issues like any faulty machines or if the floor is wet without being scared for it. This kind of culture shows that the management cares about the employee safety, and also the management is serious about taking action to protect the employees' well-being and also safety. So that's all from me. Now I will pass it to the next person. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarani. Hi, madam. My name is Vivian Jain. Now I continue for question 3. How can an employer play a role in ensuring his employee enjoy a healthy lifestyle? First one is the employer must ensure that they have provided the safe work environment. So this include complying with safety regulation, providing proper training, and making sure of the necessary equipment is provided. So when employee feel safe, they are more likely to work more confident and motivated as they knew that they are working in the secure workplace. Second one is employer can promote work-life balance. For example, they should set clear boundaries between work and personal life. Simple actions like not expecting any reply or any email after working hours allow employee to focus on their personal life and help to prevent burnout. Third one is encouraging employee to take rest and take time off is also very important because some of the employee might be worried and scared to take leave due to their heavy workload and the fear of being seen as less committed. Therefore, employers should actively support and encourage the use of their vacation leave or any annual leave. So when employee get enough rest or take proper breaks, they can return to work more focused and can perform at their very best. So employee also can introduce awareness program to support their employee health. So this may include activities like fitness sessions, mental health talks, and stress management workshop. So such initiative shows that the employee are genuinely care about the well-being of their employee. Another important point is that employer can provide support for their employee who are caregiver. So this can include the flexible parenting leave, adjustable working hours, or childcare support. So this kind of support can help employee to manage both of their and family responsibility more effectively. This can lead to a better well-being and overall job satisfactions. And of course, offering flexible work option is one of the best approach as it benefit to all employee, not only to the caregiver. So giving employee more control over their schedules, whether through remote work or adjustable hours, can help reduce stress and also improve overall job satisfaction. Not only that, it also meaningful when employee recognize their employee personal milestone, including their wedding ceremonies, the birth of a child, and also their birthday or any graduation day. So this simple gesture of enrichment can make employee feel valued and more appreciated, and this can lead to strengthening their emotional connections to the company. Last but not least is the important uh, last but not least, it is important for employee to encourage open communication, especially on the topic of work-life balance. So regular check-in give employee a comfortable space to share any challenges that they might facing, and also give the employer the opportunity to provide support or make necessary adjustment to help employee manage their workload more effectively. So that's all from me, madam. I pass the next slide to Dian. Thank you.
Hi, Madam Yogeshwari. My name is Diana Vichana. So I will proceed to the next question, which is question 4 from the question 2, the law on occupational safety and also health. So, in our opinion, this is three point that contribute to the workplace accident and also health disease. Firstly, from the human factor itself. From this factor is like lack of training from the manager or never experience using the equipment. So number 2 is severe fatigue and stress. Maybe the stress from the personal, family, or problem with their colleague. Number 3 is negligence and carelessness from the standard operation procedure and also personal protective equipment itself lah. So we know in every industry, especially in factory, they have their own SOP and also PPE. This is to provide the best safety to their workers. So the individual itself need to take action to always follow the SOP and also PPE given. So number 2 is unsafe working condition. This is can be by the negligence of the PIC or person in charge of poorly maintaining equipment. So like usually every month person in charge sorry, not every month, every year, maybe twice, 3 times in a year, they must to make a service on the machine. This is example I give for a machine. So when the machine not service is on time, so actually it can be a risk to the worker who are use the machine lah. So number 2, maybe from the person in charge itself, he or she actually have responsibility to put back all the equipment to the proper way, to a proper um, place after uses. So number two is hazardous environment. So this is actually more suitable and related to the labs person or people who are using like chemical, maybe they are facing to the dust, or maybe um regarding to the oxygen, carbon dioxide, something like that. So this is to them to use PPE is very very important to them lah. So number three is inadequate ventilation or lighting. So this is we are look more to the employee itself. Sometimes the employee not providing very good ventilation or lighting to their workplace. So this is actually can affect to the workers like breathing issues, eye strain, and also um, who are have asthma. This is very very got high risk to them. And the number three, management issues. So the management issues can be the first point is not tightening the regulation and application of existing the provision. So SOP and PPE is provide from their organization, but not be tightened from the manager itself or supervisor. So number two is poor communication between the manager and workers regarding the PPE and also SOP. Number three is manager sometimes give and accuse. This is because maybe they are want to rushing for a deadline. They need they are actually choose the way that skip any safety point to make sure all the product is run faster. So lastly is inadequate supervision from the manager itself. So these all 3 points come from the workers and also employer or manager itself that can guide to the workplace accident and health disease. So that's all from me, and I will pass to my next team member for the next presenter.
Greetings to Madam Jogeswari, MJ Surya Subramaniam. So for question number find one case related to OSH due to employees' negligence. So for this case that I found, Petronas Kerrigas and Berhad versus Pandakwa Rayat. This case was happened in 13 March 2014 at RDS Valve Manifold platform located at the onshore gas terminal at Kerteh, Terengganu. So the offense was employee negligence. The section that was infused in this case was section 15, one of occupational safety and health. So basically, the case of Petronas Karigas and Berhad versus Pandakwa was centers of a fatal workplace accident where a contractor's employee Noor bin Yusuf fell from height during the maintenance work at Petronas Karigal's onshore terminal. So the investigation revealed that serious the security lapse was lacked, including grafting leaks, glips, and lack of scaffolding and poor enforcement of safety procedures. Although the victim was employed by a different contractor, the court held that the Petronas Karigal was responsible due to their control over the site and had a legal duty under the OSHA Act 1994. So basically, the court has rejected the company's claim that it had fulfilled their duties through administrative measures like permits, briefings, ruling that the failure of manage high risk hazard and implement practical safety measures that constitute a breach of legal obligation. And they also find the Petronas Cargill for 50,000 as a fine for breaching the regulations. And they also the judicial review was dismissed because that reinforced the employees are ultimately responsible for the safety of all workers on their premises, including general workers or contractors, particularly in high risk industry. And that's all from me. Thank you.
So, as a conclusion, actually, occupational safety and health are very, very crucial in every industry, no matter even though in office place. So, employer compulsory to provide the best SOP and also PPE, and also safe workplace environment. This is the function to minimize the accident itself in the workplace. And for the employee, they are very, very compulsory to follow all the SOP and PPE provided by the employer. So actually, by understanding the cause and consequences of accident at workplace, the higher position in organization can take action to improve their safety system. So for us, by we are learning about the safety, so maybe in future we will more aware lah regarding the important to the body, to the workers body, that their risk. And this is actually can because of now now action can be react to maybe 15-20 years further. So that's all from us, Madam Jogeshwari. Thank you.